may think Harris were sent by God. I'm just thinking he must have run out of locusts. That Kate Daly Show starts now.
Over 100,000 people craning to get a glimpse of this year's tributes. And the sponsors get to see the tributes for the first time. The importance of this moment cannot be overstated.
There they are. There they are. This year's tributes. Oh, it's the most exciting part. It just gives you goosebumps.
And don't you love how the stylists, they so clearly are able to reflect the character of each district?
Right.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet.
One of the things about the former congressman and governor, now VP contender, is his background. And talk to those people, talk to those students he taught, talk to those young people who are having troubles with their sexual identity and looked for adult leadership. They went to Tim, of all people, the coach, and he agreed to be their advisor.
So they're admitting he's a groomer. They're admitting that Tampon Tim is a groomer, is really what they're saying. Welcome to the show.
It stands to reason. I mean, all you have to do is look at the guy.
Yeah.
No, really.
I know.
He has that look about him. Everybody I know says there's just something about him that makes the hair on your neck stand up.
Yeah, and his wife's an idiot. So you kind of go, okay, she'd be an idiot to all of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Kate Daly Show. How are you, Uncle Milty?
You know, I'm a little surprised.
Why?
I realized this weekend that I was starting to maybe understand why the progressives fight so hard against having voters require ID to vote.
Oh.
And then I heard that Kamala insisted that in order to get in her rally in Arizona, you had to have an ID. And I thought, how many people of color couldn't get in?
Oh, their narratives just crunch up against each other in the worst way. I mean, if you can't see through the lying scumbaggery now, I don't know. Is there hope for people, do you think?
No.
No, I mean,
no,
not in general, but you know what I mean? Like just no hope in figuring anything out.
No.
Do you think if they're still blinded, that won't change from now on?
I heard
it's so obvious.
I heard some kids talking in a restaurant. They're waiters and waitresses. And they were talking how about great it is that Kamala is talking about not taxing their tips. And I'm thinking, I've heard that somewhere before.
Oh, no.
Did Kamala hire somebody from the Trump campaign? I mean, that's how stupid these people are. I'm sorry.
Well, and that clip from that guy, you know, he was proud of the fact that if you were transgender, if you were LGBTQ, you went right to Tim Walz as your instructor, leader, and advisor, and he would help you. And it wasn't like he was talking any sense to you or the kids. He was just helping them become more trans LGBTQ. So you kind of have to, and he was actually acting like that was some highlight. So.
Well, yeah, but that was back in the days when they still had the FTG program.
What's that?
Feed the groomer.
Feed the groomer.
Feed the groomer.
Oh my God. You just make me laugh. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. We have a lot to talk about. Closing ceremonies. The guy looked like Hunger Games. He was literally dressed up like a character in the Hunger Games that was in charge of the disgusting display that went on in the opening games. And then, of course, this. It was really... It took me back for a second because I thought, wow, they're really riding this thing as far as the Hunger Games thing. Go look at a picture of it.
Yeah. His costume was so good that I actually went to the closet and got my bow and arrow out.
Get ready for your district. Yes, and it kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games. That's why I played that clip, because it was just, here come the tributes in their chariots. And it was very, very weird. And of course, Simone Biles, New York Times, talking about her leaving early because of mental health issues. What? Anyway, just a lot of weirdness. But can I just give you the cover of New York Times? Because I think it kind of sums up where we're at right now. Let me just give you the cover of New York Times right now. 1, facing a Ukrainian incursion, Putin directs his rage. He's full of rage, I guess. I didn't know that. Anyway, directs his rage at the West. So he's, after 70 years, he's still our enemy. It's going to nuke us. I just want to get that straight. Okay. The pleasures of a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom cabin. You will love your tiny space because you won't be able to afford anything else. So learn to embrace it, love it, and wrap your little arms around it. Okay? Then we have this gem. Warming is pushing Earth closer and closer to dangerous tipping points. Warming again. I just didn't know if you wanted to comment, because here was the sentence. Earth's warming could trigger sweeping changes in the natural world that would be hard, if not impossible, to reverse. You guys have been hearing this for 70 years. Well, I'm sorry, let's take off 20 because that was cooling. You were going to turn into an icicle by 1979. Since then, it's warming. But you guys have been hearing this. The world could get hard, if not impossible, to reverse. It is coming at some point. They just have to keep saying it. Go ahead.
Tipping point. Is that what they said? Tipping point?
Tipping point.
Do you remember Representative Hank Johnson Jr.?
No, I don't remember that.
He was the guy that thought the island of Guam could capsize.
That's right.
Tip over. I thought maybe he was involved in this writing.
This tipping point.
So,
oh my gosh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Okay. Heat contributed to 47,000 deaths in Europe last year, but relief programs helped, a study found. A really convenient, solid number, 47,000. I just thought that was kind of a miracle of sorts. Just 47, not 47,001. Nope. Just 47,000 deaths, and all contributed to heat. Okay. I think they're lying.
Anyway. I think they have a tendency when they're using false numbers to just round them off.
It's just easier that way. Is it a typeset thing? What is it?
Who actually kept the data on that out of 8 billion people?
Yeah, I would love to know. And of course, it's the relief program. You mean the one that gets the money through illegal means, that takes a lot off the top, that gives and funnels the money down to people like that? Because the people never, they're not getting any of that. It was just strange. It was like a strange headline. So also on the closing games, why Snoop Dogg? I'm sorry. What is he doing in Paris this whole time? Why Snoop Dogg? We drug him out of the 90s. I mean, why is that? Then Tom Cruise ends their show. They had very low viewership globally. Tom Cruise is their big, I'm coming down, going on the motorcycle, going out of the stadium, playing Mission Impossible for 2028 LA, because that's the next Hunger Games is in LA. The next LGBTQ Trans Fest is in LA, because that's what the Olympics have become. The Olympics are a complete and total scam for the athletes, because the money is funneled into the cities that win. Our own city in our state won for 2034. It's a big money laundering funnel game. The money doesn't go to the athletes. It just goes to the cities. Okay. Just so we're all aware of that. But I just found that kind of fascinating, that they have to have Snoop Dogg. They have to have all these groups from America. I'm sorry, is this Paris or America? I can't decide, because they are using all of our acts. They're using all of our people. I don't know. It's very weird.
I don't think it's weird, because I think what happened was Tom Cruise got all the musicians and stars involved in the Olympic ceremonies out of the Church of Scientology. The whole contingent were Scientology people.
Yeah. And what they're putting on the games for the next one in LA. And so, do you guys watch this anymore? Are you guys even interested in this thing anymore? I didn't watch a single thing. I just couldn't. It was just too much of a crap show.
Well, what I heard was this, and I haven't verified it, but I did hear.
Okay.
The 2028 games in Los Angeles have been notified by the International Olympic Committee that they have to hire all employees from Chinatown that speak Chinese. So they're planning to have a huge Chinese contingent in 2028.
Oh my God. Why do I believe that?
I didn't verify that, but it makes sense to me.
I believe it. Okay. The AI pics at Hormala's events. We got to talk about this. Yes, they're AI'd. Look at the crowd. I'm sorry. A 12-year-old could see this. It's a very uniform photo, pretty much in the same color scheme. Did everybody get the same memo that they were supposed to sort of wear the same color scheme? All these crowds are AI. The 200 million that they keep spouting out about that is supposed to be money donations, it's a lie. They don't have 200 million coming in from donations.
You know, the one that got me was the one where they were getting off the airplane. And you see a video of them getting off the airplane.
Right.
And you know how politicians are. They're waving at people. Yeah. These people are walking down the stairs off of Air Force 2 doing nothing. And all of a sudden, you see another video where there's a huge crowd there. Right. But they're still not waving at them.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I know.
But I was starting to think, I was looking at this one picture and I said, gee, that poor guy was born with 3 arms. And I was feeling bad for him.
It's the 3-armed guy, the white guy for Harris Walls. It's amazing, isn't it? You know, we said this. We said they're going to use a ton of AI coming up in this selection process, and now they're really, truly doing it.
You know, I have access to a studio that has green screen capability.
Oh, did Hillary use it? No, sorry.
I'm going to start doing some green screen stuff myself.
Okay, you should.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. They're using so much AI. It's just sickening. And I'm sorry, anyone could notice it. There was like a reflection back on the plane. Then the crowd that they showed wasn't in the reflection of the plane. Because it was bouncing reflection on who was standing there, but it wasn't the crowd. It's that kind of stuff. I mean, you're just seeing horse crap, beginning to end, trying to sell her. Be right back on the Kate Daly Show. More with Uncle Milty when we come back. We'll take your calls to 888-673-1450.
Thanks for listening to the Kate Daly.